Evening, everybody. It's coming to Christmas now, only a couple of days away. It's Christmas Eve. And as we bring you this early live lounge, because obviously we've got a game on Boxing Day, which would be our normal Thursday. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. And we have on the show tonight, Gavin, Andy, Carl, as usual, and also joining us, jumping out of the comments and into the feed, we got Michael Hawks, the Reading fan. So let's all get ready for it, folks. Let's bring the banter on as Mike joins us to give us his view on what is going to happen on Boxing Day after two really good results for both teams last week. Yeah, what can they can muster up for us as a Boxing Day treat? Let's just hope it's a good game, if nothing else. A few of you in the chat already. So evening, Paul Bailey. So good evening, everyone. Stephen Cooper, happy Crimbo, guys. Dave Evans, good evening, Janners. Brian Penaretta is in as well from Boston, Massachusetts. Again, good evening, all, he says. And and Paul also saying happy Christmas, everybody. And Jack Smith, who's retweeted on X as well. Thank you for that, Jack. Happy Christmas Eve. So what have we got for you tonight? Well, in essence, just to really help Mike settle in as the Reading fan for Boxing Day, we thought we would show the Doncaster highlights again. And just, as it's been such a tough year for us Argyle fans, we want to relive and absorb every exciting moment possible because, like with anything, it just might not last. So we will touch upon that again. We're also going to bring up the Aaron Cusack clip that Argyle put on their social channels. You can watch the full clip on Argyle TV, or I think it's also on YouTube, where he dissects and gives his analysis on the Owen Aseni and Laurent Talai partnership, because that looks promising. And then we'll go into a bit of the game for Boxing Day. We'll get Mike's view on what we should look out for from a Reading point of view and what his hopes are, besides 3 points on Boxing Day. And of course, and we'll give our views and our team lineups from Gavin and Carl as well before the end. And we'll just give that update, as we like to do, on the Argyle ladies result as well after another cracking win. So, right, enough from me. I'll go around the board for a quick hello and how's everyone doing. So, Gavin, how are we on this Christmas Eve?
Festive.
Clearly. I mean, look.
Festive, all dressed in black.
Another handbag, Mr. Baldrick.
Yeah, as it's a anti-religious household, yeah, this is as good as it gets. I've got a cushion down there, but other than that, it's fine. No, I'm all good, thank you. Finally clocked off, which is handy because I'm knackered. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a couple of weeks off with the family.
Yeah, exactly that. We're all busy in our own ways, so it's nice to be able to sort of take some time out. I'm still working till tomorrow. Andy, how's things with you? Are you all geared up and ready for Christmas?
All good, mate. Yeah, finished work now till probably early January. Got the daughter down and son-in-law, which is great. And my son and daughter-in-law coming over for Christmas Day. So that'd be good. And I've got a little drop of the apple juice tonight, just to keep me company. But yeah, all good,
mate. Get you going for the festivities. And Carl, you've finished your shifts now after some late shifts of the past few days. So yeah, you got all your presents sorted, all your wrapping done, ready for the kids for Christmas?
Yeah, all sorted. I am actually working tomorrow night, so I'll be in Christmas Eve, Christmas morning.
Yes.
And then got the rest of Christmas Day. I mean, I'll pop back for a few hours and then enjoy the rest of the day, and then the Boxing Day off for the game as well. So I'll be in and out over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, no, fair play. And of course, like I said, he's out of the comments tonight. He's been a fan of the podcast for a few months now, getting involved in all the chat going on and, a bit of good banter as well. So he's jumped out of the comments into the live feed. Mike, how's things with you? And are you ready? Have you got kids to sort out as well for this Christmas?
Not my grandkids are in Wales, so my son's 16 in Wales as well, so they're sorted out.
Gotcha.
Me and the missus are sorted out, so it's just let's bring on the day and bring on those 3 points on Boxing Day. So yeah, thank you, remember, yeah.
Absolutely, and obviously, just to let everyone know, Mike does live in Plymouth, so he has to suffer the football banter by being down here as well. So yeah, we've got a couple more in the comments as well tonight. Nicholas G, evening to you. Happy Christmas, chaps. 3 points on Friday. Yeah, absolutely to that. So right, so I think what we'll do. Debbie first just dropped in. Happy Christmas, everyone. So happy Christmas to you, Debbie. I've kept the festive background on screen there, so we've trying to be as jolly as we can as we go into this festive. We got two obviously games as well at home, so that's going to be exciting to see as well. So I thought, why don't we just get into reliving that Doncaster and get us all warmed up and fired up for tonight's show? So the 5-1 victory away at the Eco Power Stadium and a hat-trick for Laurent Talai on his return. So let's just relive those highlights. There we go, the first goal coming to Doncaster early on. Very worked goal, and I said on the watch along that if we had a team that could finish, it could cause us problems, and that was the sign of it straight away. Did we panic as Argyle fans? Of course not, going to goal down. And look at that. Pressure on the back four from Oseni there, getting it through to Talai, who slots his first goal, first touch, right into the back of the net. Thank you very much. This one was a brilliant work goal from throw-in. Great touch in from Talai. And Oseni with a brilliant finish. With his other foot, not his favoured foot, his right this time, into the bottom corner. Fantastic. And there we go. Lovely flick on from a defensive mistake. I think he hit the ref or Boateng or something. Oseni flicking it onto Talai, running through, breached the defence, and slots it under the keeper's legs.
Some nice cheers from the Donny fans as well.
Yeah, some big cheers. Not many there though, so you could barely hear them. Excuse me. There we go, a lovely through ball from Boateng. Yeah, keeper brings Oseni down. Penalty. And stepping up for his hat-trick is Laurent Talai to slot it into the left-hand corner. No goal with his header, so not what you'd class as a true hat-trick, but he'll take that nonetheless. And then this one, it misses the build-up to this goal, to be fair, which was lovely work from, I think it was Amici, Wiridu, Boateng in there, Storanola, even Mumba maybe, to lead up to that. Doesn't do it credit, actually. They cut that goal too short in the build-up. So there we go. So, Mike, I'm sure that makes you feel all good, seeing that for Boxing Day.
Very good, yeah. Can't wait now.
He's just shed a few tears there.
yeah. There's a technical fault all of a sudden.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting a few in now. I appreciate everybody's busy on these festive periods, and it might be like, hang on a minute, it's Tuesday. Why are they live tonight? Well, if you weren't paying attention on the last couple of shows, well, because obviously the game's on Boxing Day. So we wanted to bring the preview show to you ahead of schedule. Alex in the comments, even to you, Alex, how long of a new contract is Rules end of season? Well, yeah, hopefully that'll be at least helpful. Hang on, let me take those off. That'll at least be helpful if that does prove to be the case. Stephen Cooper, I think I saw Clevs and his family going pantomime. Yes, I did. Oh, no, you didn't. I'm not going to do that. Debbie, we've already read out Debbie's, and yeah, Carl replying to Steve in the chat there. So as usual, guys, if you can retweet, if you're obviously on YouTube, you can't do that because it doesn't let you. So just keep chatting away in the comments. But yes, if you're on other platforms like X or even Facebook, please share the live, and it'd be good to see a few in tonight. So right, let me get back to my agenda. So I thought let's just get a feeling of everybody. So in short summary, I'll go bottom to top this time. So Carl, the Doncaster game, I know we shouldn't get carried away, but obviously it was great to see what looks like a really strong pairing up front. And what will be a challenge now? I mean, obviously the Doncaster manager said we couldn't handle Talai, but Aseni did a huge amount of work in setting up, a lot of those goals as well. And I think it's going to be a nice problem, or not a nice problem for opposition teams with those two if they can really turn it on.
Well, like I said to you before we came on, I think if defences want to try and man manage or man mark Talai, then they're gonna have an issue with Aseni, because both of them together, I think, is going to be a deadly partnership going forward. They both got plenty of goals in them, and I think they're starting now to get a decent connection between both of them. Obviously, in the press conference today and before the game, they were saying about they've got a good relationship on and off the pitch. And that's only going to go from strength to strength. They quite like to play together. They're telling each other how to improve. So going forward, I think that's going to be quite tasty and quite difficult for many defences to manage, especially Talai, but Aseni as well now coming on strong. It's going to be a problem for many clubs, and I think he can quite comfortably reach 30 goals. Talai, I think that's what he's aiming for now. He's not far off 20 as it is, so I think 30 shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, really, really, really massive performance. Something that we haven't seen really since Burton away. I mean, the Stockport game at home was okay, but I think everything just fell into place. I mean, we started pretty poorly. The first 10 minutes was much more of the same, but we just seemed to find that extra gear. And mentally, as soon as we got that equaliser, which was given to us on a plate, let's be honest, the muck up from their defence, we just went from strength to strength to strength. And you could say by the end of the game, nobody really had a poor performance. Everybody was brilliant. Even players that have been poor recently, like your Boateng, your Soranolas, your Mumbas, all had really good games. Especially Mumba. I want to give Mumba some praise tonight. I know I've been quite critical of him over the season, but I thought that was his strongest performance of the season. Just lacking a goal, and I'm sure hopefully that will come over the Christmas period and that will hopefully kickstart his season. But yeah, if we can carry on that type of performance going into the Christmas period, then I think we'll pick up more points than we lose.
Yeah, I think, Andy, I'll come to you. I think maybe a little bit of a disservice to Aseni, because I think they did mess up with the pass at the back four, but between the left back, I think, and the centre back. But you've got to. This is where that press really is effective, and Aseni was, forcing the mistake. He managed to get to the ball, steal it off the player, and enough instant tap towards Talai, who then just slots it straight away. And that's the difference when you are pressing. You will get those errors. Teams have done it to us. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm still buzzing about that game, Andy, because we haven't seen anything like that for a long time with the doom and gloom. So hopefully we can sustain it.
Yeah, the high press has been good. And you mentioned Aseni, but I also want to sort of bring in Boateng. 3 times he was involved in 3 of the goals. So he broke up the play in the midfield for, I think, second goal, Aseni's goal. He put some lovely balls through for Aseni to run to the pen, and certainly, played a big part in that, breaking up that play in the midfield. That's his strength, I think. And he can pick a ball. He can pick a ball out. It was great.
Yeah. It's it's good to see him get back into it, and like Carl said, a lot more players, doing really, really well. And let's not forget, I mean, Gav, we didn't have Owen Dale. He's going to be out for a few months now. Plaguey obviously missed because his knee, as cleverly put it in the presser, was a little bit angry. So he should be, touch wood, after scans, back in to the training tomorrow. And Patterson obviously also was out of that squad. So so it was a decent number of changes that had to be made, and we put on the best performance so far this season.
It was mentioned by Eamon Benarous, I think, in the pre-match that those 3 that were brought in were under real pressure to perform, otherwise they wouldn't keep the shirt. Simple as that. And I think that's what's been brewing over the last probably 3-4 weeks in training. And I know that the coach has been saying, it's really good in training. We're doing really well. If only we can play like we train. That's clearly not just a spin, because they're now playing really well. So I think it's quite interesting that there's now a lot of competition for places in the squad. Once you've got, looks like Caleb Watts back on Friday with a little wry grin from TC earlier, being asked by Chris Errington whether he'd be around this holiday and on what particular game. And he kind of grinned like a Cheshire cat and said, watch his space, which makes me think he'll probably be on the bench on Friday. So he's back. Plaguey will be back in and around it. Whether he'll start or not, I'm not sure. I thought Ross had a very good game, actually. Obviously, we've got oh God, name's gone.
Matt Corey, bloody brilliant.
Winger
Corey,
scored
behind me, come on.
injured
Guest
lots
of
of
the show,
times.
isn't
Winger, oh God, yeah,
Benarouz?
no, the one that you can't pronounce. You keep fucking
Amici.
Oh,
Amici.
Amici.
Amici, yeah.
is Mike likes to call him.
Amici or whatever.
Amici.
I've got about
Itchy
5
knee.
different ways I pronounce him.
So
Or
it's
as Carla's saying in the comments, I'm at itchy.
yeah, but that's enough about where Carl goes to the toilet. It's those toilet seats, mate. Get the penicillin down you. With him back as well and scoring a goal, that's really put the cat amongst the pigeons too. So we've got some senior players coming back, but I think still the standout, the glue that holds it all together is Joe Rolls. And I was very delighted to hear that TC, I know we're probably jumping ahead of ourselves, but TC saying that deal's nearly done. I personally think it'll be 18 months.
Hope so.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what the delay's been. They've probably offered him 6 to get to the end of the season, and he's gone 18 sounds better. Give me another season because of his age. If we got 18 out of him, I think if he stays fit next year, he'll still be, whatever league we play in, he'll be a vital player. So I think it's been no coincidence that when he started playing games and has dominated the midfield, solidified what's next to him, whether it been Boateng or Wiradou, and has really got us strong down that spine of the team. Now that was the missing link. So fair play to TC or whoever brought him in. I don't think it was in King Derek's time, probably just slightly before. So I think we're in a good position. We've got, as you say, 3 in, 3 out. The performance probably enhanced. I think that's probably the best performance of the season. I think everyone would accept, would agree with that. We've now got those 3 coming back. Well, certainly 2 of the 3 with Dale out for some time, and Caleb Watts on the horizon imminently, and then the missing man Mackenzie looks like he'll be back at some stage. Well, with Teague Finn, which when it says it feels like a new signing, Mackenzie, because it genuinely will be. He hasn't stepped over the threshold yet in any kind of anger in any game, so it's looking good. And if we can, as TC said, get 2 more over the line in January in vital positions, then we'll be in a good place.
Yeah, we will. Just going to read out a couple more comments that have come in. So Andrew's in as well tonight. Evening, Andrew. Seen rules in the Queens on Sunday with Joe Mason. Looked like he was enjoying the delights of the Barbican. Jay Brown. Evening to you. God, it's evening, not afternoon. Evening to you. I'm really hoping for a win on Friday as I'm taking my son to his first game. He doesn't know yet, and my football mad daughter to her second game. Hoping Pleggy is back. Of course, because I really miss Pleggy. We shall see. Fingers crossed. Stephen Cooper saying, Reading fan, how can you beat us? No chance. We are buzzing. They did get a good 3-2 victory as well against Luton last week. So I'll get Mike's thoughts on that in a second. Andrew also saying, fair play to Tom Cleverley. Would have been easy to play one up top. And Carl chipping in as well in the comments. And Paul Bailey saying, and this was another important point, everyone played well because they were playing in their proper positions and they all gelled well together. And not forgetting, going down 1-0 at the start was almost normally the death of us. So to come back in the style that they did is even more pleasing. Matt Corey was saying, why is there a bloke wearing a Weatherspoons plate pattern on his top? I mean, why would you wear that top? Sorry, Mike.
That's fine.
Yeah. Hans Hawks saying, so what's the view now on Cleverley and his coaching skills? Well, we did
Always believed him.
Yeah, exactly. We weren't sweating at all.
No.
So we'll come on to it maybe a bit later. We did.
One of us never said get rid of him.
Oh, for God's sake. Moving on. Stevie Vaughan saying, TC said Dale will be out for 2 months. It could be a bit more than that yet, so that's a shame. And also Stephen Cooper saying, Reading fan, have we had any players from Reading? Did Jamie Mackey play for you, mate? Oh, right, there we go. Yeah, good shout there. So, Mike, just coming to you on your sort of last match, actually, if I just have a quick look. So you won that game against Luton 3-2. It was a little bit edgy. You lost your previous to Bradford and also Peterborough, and then you beat Blackpool 3-0 away, and then you drew against Rotherham at home. So you needed that win to lift you out, because obviously everybody was getting sucked in, and you were jumping in and out of our live while that game was going on. I mean, in theory, folks, you didn't know what was worse, watching us or watching the Reading game. But yeah, how are you feeling after that? I suppose a bit relieved.
Yeah, relieved after that because obviously we let a 2-goal lead slip as well in that match. Hence, I kept coming backwards and forwards. But we let 2-goal, which we've got a habit of doing. We've got a habit of taking the lead. We win the lead, we'll take the lead, we'll sit back, invite the other team on. Then we wonder why we're level 1-2-1 down or something like that. And then we're one of those, once we go behind, we seem to capitulate, so to speak. We need to be level, get in front of the game. But yeah, it was very, knowing we could do that, getting 2-2 and then getting that win was actually a bit of better confidence, because normally we'd have gone on to lose that game or stayed as a draw. So, because it went down to, go back to 2-2, sorry, it was, here we go again. And then, fair play, we actually held on and got over the line, so to speak.
Yeah, it's such a funny league, Mike, isn't it? I mean, when you look at like where we were a few weeks ago, right down there, and then suddenly now we're out, But it's just any, a defeat to either of us on Boxing Day, it won't be us. We'll then see other teams potentially get results, and it could just flip around again. And actually, it's not far between the playoffs, 9 points or whatever it is. I think, it's so touch and go. Unless you're Cardiff and that you're way out there, it really is a compact league, isn't it, Mike?
It is very compact. We need, as you well know, you're a lot second and bottom. You've gone on this run now, and you say 9 points on the playoffs. You're looking up rather than down. But yeah, so it's, as you say, it's that close this year. Whereas last year, obviously being in League One, Birmingham bought the league and just walked it, and it was them and Wrexham last year. This year's a lot closer. You got the likes of your Bradfords up there. You got say Cardiff, that sort of thing. Come down, but it's a lot closer. It's a lot more. You can still get in towards the playoffs in our positions.
Yeah, you can, as Gavin has and I did before Saturday's win, pit cheeky little bets on finishing in the playoffs and maybe automatic promotion. I know, don't calm down, folks. I mean, hey, you just don't know, and the odds are too good. And if you do bet responsibly. Betting on Argyle probably isn't betting responsibly. But yeah, I think that's in terms of your season. Mike, how have you seen your season so far? What would you say are your biggest issues that you've seen from your team?
Well, we changed manager in October. Noel Hunt was in. We had, it's been documented over the last especially the last couple of years, we've had, I put it politely, dodgy Chinese owners in Mr. Dai Younger and that. We were getting points deduction after points deductions. That's ultimately what got us relegated from the Championship. Although the way we were playing under Inchball was a different issue. I mean, Paul Ince is kicking around Andy Carroll. What happens next? If he doesn't, so we were going to go down anyway. But so this year we had the ex-Wickham owner Rob Coig take over us in May. So we've actually, this could be the first season we won't have a points deduction apart from last season, which is actually a relief. When you see, obviously we want Sheffield Wednesday to be okay, but when you see that's actually nice, it's like. But we started okay. I mean, last year we finished 7th under adversity, and then Riverstone's left to go to Hull. Kept them up, and then we got the Hull's a bit like Watford. You stay there about 6 months, or if you're lucky, and you get sacked. But he did that, and so he left us. Noel Hunt then took over. His ex-player of ours. He was in that 106 season. That year you beat us, and 2 teams beat us that year. You and Brighton beat us at our place. I remember that game well. What is it? Yeah, our first home game, I think it was that year. We started well. We've been down that bottom part. Liam Richardson's come in now, who knows the league, knows Rob Coig. He's won it with Wigan. All right, Split Rotherham wasn't very good, but again, they was under adverse circumstances, so he knows the league. So, but we're in that transition period, and he has come out and said next 3 or 4 times winners are big. But I'll be happy. A lot of the Reading fans who finished 7th last year were expecting playoffs. I'll be happy with mid-table this year in the consolidation. Then that Liam Richardson, because they're not his players. He's brought a couple of like Argyle with Rolls. Yeah. He's brought Randall Williams in. He's brought Winnie Motor back to the club. But the bulk of the squad's not his. It's like Noel Hunt's and academy players who have no money to spend. It was only this year for the first time since 2020 that he physically bought a player, and that was Jack Marriott. It's physically paid for a player. It's been loans and frees because of embargoes and stuff.
It's mad.
Marriott, isn't he? Very good player.
That's the thing, Mike, isn't it? It's like, you've gone through a hell of a turmoil, with ownerships and financial trouble, and obviously even something coming out the other day, about I think that either the owner or someone demanding a load of money again, out of the club.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, tell us a bit about that.
There was a winding up petition, Mike, wasn't there? Issued on
£100,000. But the funny thing about that is he was I put it politely, the geezer who was trying to sell the club in the first place. So he was part of the Chinese Dai Young guys. He was involved in it, in his holding the stand on that. And he's the one who messed it up, so to speak, to start with. So he's trying to get his wind up as his £100,000. So Rob Curry is our owner. He's a lawyer in America. He's an American owner in America. He comes over every now and then. He's American. He goes, nothing to worry about. It's one of these. He's just trying to get his name. Nigel Howe was not the nicest person to deal with, but because we had no one there, he was a go between the Chinese people, and because he didn't get any percentage of
the proceeds.
Yeah, that's where it's all come about. But they're saying it's nothing to worry about. It's not as bad as it was. It's not going to cost us points. It's not going to cost us. But I know for a fact they'll use that as an excuse for transfer window money. I don't know if that's to be fair.
American owners, although obviously Simon isn't American, but he obviously is based out there. And Chinese investors, that brings back memories of old and all that jazz. And obviously the other thing tonight, that has come out. So the Argyle accounts have been released. So we will do a piece on that after the New Year festive period to go through that and digest it. But, Hallett, again, the chairman lending another 9.8 million. So we'll touch upon that in a minute after we've done the Reading preview. But yeah, I mean, Mike, like us, I suppose we all hoped at the start of the season, having come down from the championship, that we might get up, but having lost a few key players, over the break, and it was just almost like, okay, you're still hopeful, but clearly, there was some, sort of settling in and sorting out to go on, not just on the pitch, but also off the pitch with changes going on, So, it has, Carl, it's been interesting for us as well, isn't it? Seeing the merry-go-round of what's gone on at the club. And if we can sort of, I know, and all the Hallett haters might have a go at me for this, but I've always argued on that point that you'd rather have someone that does have his heart in the right place of what he wants to do and has at least some cash to try and sort out the issue, rather than having people who just want to get their money out and run and don't care what the situation is.
Yeah, I found a bit more respect from him since the last fans forum when he came out and apologised and owned up to recent mistakes that we've made, which he might not necessarily have done in previous fans forums. So I'll give him credit for doing that. In a way, obviously, him backing Tom Cleverley is also coming to fruition now as well. We could have gone down the route of sacking it, which most of us at probably the time were probably in alignment with. But things have progressed nicely since Derek Adams has come in. He's really passed on his knowledge, and I think Tom's probably respecting his knowledge after all the games he's had in the EFL, managing obviously us, Morecambe and Bradford and that. So yeah, I think he probably will be proved right by backing Tom. I think things will start to progress now. We've got players back, we've got some form, we've got some confidence, and I think obviously going forward, I think the right decision was to back Tom. It could have been easier to sack him, like many clubs do. But we just crave stability, and that's what we really need as a club. If we finish mid-table this season, again, like Mike said, I'll be happy with that and build again next year. But yeah, I think we know at the end of the day, if we want to progress any further, I think he knows he hasn't got the financial clout to do that if we do go back up again in the coming years. But until we find a buyer, then Simon's going to be here. So yeah.
No, and that's sometimes better the devil you know, as the old saying goes sometimes. Look, until we get to the end of the season, then we won't know, whether or not the decision on that was right. We all didn't disagree with it when he was appointed. We talked about that at length. And I think a little bit of Saturday's game showed that it's not just all Derek Adams. And I think, Derek Adams has certainly shored up the back line and just said, look, get something going there tight, just stop leaking goals, and then build from that. And he's been able to do that. But we definitely saw some brilliant bits of play which is stuff then that, has been worked on the training ground. It's just getting those right players, Paul Bailey said, in the right positions at times as well, onto the pitch. And it's amazing how those injured players can suddenly put a bit of a spanner in the works, and yet suddenly you then find something different. And Andy, we're coming to that period where there's games close together. We got 2 home games back to back, Reading and Wickham, and it is a real chance to suddenly eke away, albeit getting 2 wins from that relegation zone, which we've lived in for a good few months.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 4 points away from Luton in 8th place, I think, and if we win or get 4 points from these next 2 games, we could potentially be just below them. Who knows? You win the 2 games, and you're back in the mix again, aren't you? You're vying for the playoffs. So anything can happen, as we've seen in this league. Doncaster, I don't think Doncaster expected us to win 5-1, but we might have won the game, but certainly not like that. Yeah, anything can happen.
Alex. Yeah, absolutely. Just read some comments, then I'll come to Gav. Let's just scroll back a bit here. So Mark is... hang on, let me scroll back up here. So Finley's in as Argyle News Hub. So just on that point, actually, I'll just say we have got that Discord up and running the other day. So Finley, who runs the Argyle News Hubs, and he's got his accounts on all the social platforms now, constantly putting out content on there and his match reports and previews. He does share that as well in the Argyle News section on our Discord, and we've had a few in there engaging in the comments as well. It was a Barry in there that told me that the accounts had come out and sent me the link to a bit of the BBC did on it, which I've got summarised for later. So that's good. So thank you, Finley, for that, and we will get him on as well so he can show his face and say hello on the show. Mark Anthony says, Dale has passion and fight. What a silly comment in referring to Jack Natman's view of pack Dale's bag, send him back and bring in someone a lot better. Dale does sort of have mixed views on him. I know Carl hasn't been his biggest fan of it. If you obviously watch the show, I've seen a lot from him. I think it is a loss. I don't think we'll send him back because at the end of the day, we probably got him till the end of the season, and if we're down to pay his wages, then Oxford aren't going to take him back and just accept that with open arms. It is a shame, though, that he has injured himself. Mark also say, Merry Christmas. We are so back. Another win incoming, and thanks for pairing as well on X.
But on the bright side, with Dale being injured, that's given us a chance now to hopefully see Benarous on that side, which really worked well against Doncaster. So every cloud. Obviously, it's a shame that Dale's got himself injured because he did bring things to the team defensively. I just didn't think he was that great going forward, but I think Benarous has to take his chance now.
I don't know if that feedback was coming from me there, but I could hear something. I've just turned my TV down. So apologies if someone getting feedback on there. Stevie Vaughan said, Argyle 501 to win the league. That was probably worth a couple of quid or £8. 51 to be promoted, 151 for top 2. And 22 to 1 for a top 6 finish. You work in the bookies, Mike. So are you pitting any cheeky bets? And obviously, folks, bet responsibly. And if you don't, then seek help. There's lots available. But have you pet any cheeky ones on your team, Mike?
No, I learned that years ago. Never bet on my team. I was sat at the ground, FA Cup tie against Gillingham. I thought I've got 300 quid coming here. Yeah, and it down was a 0-0 draw. Yeah. 91st minute, they scored. So on that day, I've got to never touch Reading. They could be playing Devonport Park, yeah? I wouldn't, odds on not touching them. So from that day, I haven't betted them.
Thank God for cashing out options these days.
Yeah.
50 seats.
I was at the game as well.
Well, there you go. I cashed out and did well, and I don't normally bet on the Liverpool game, so that was my biggest one so far. Stephen Cooper saying to Gavin, well done, Gavin. What was that? Oh, hang on, let's just jump. I thought I saw you in Poundland. I don't know what that's related to.
He said I was looking serious. Have I got my wife's
yes.
Christmas present? So I said yes. He said, sell me in Poundland. The trick, obviously, now is to go really late because a pound then becomes 75p in the sale. So for those there who haven't done it, tomorrow it'll be 50p because it'll be Christmas Eve. Then you can get your panic buys in. I always find like a hand wash, soap, flannels, dustpan and brush, that type of stuff.
Are you a Bailiff and Harding
wonderful present? It's a wonderful present. And it comes from the heart too. It's very thoughtful. So there we are.
Harding, God hell. VW Coco's in as well. Good evening to you. He says to everybody, Jesus, a wife just makes me jump out my skin with dropping something in. Loxy9 did see you comment earlier, so good evening to you as well. Hang on, let's just jump. Graham Stack played for Reading and Argyle as well, and I did see Mike give a thumbs up for that. Loxy9 also said Lee Hodges played for both. Everybody remembers him. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Steve just reiterating the Talai target of 30 goals that we mentioned earlier. So
Ben Sheriff as well, I think.
Sorry?
Ben Sharif played for Reading and Argyle as well.
No.
What am I thinking of then?
Not right on that one. So Gavin, just to come to you then. Just we'll go over. I'll go over the key points out of that statement. But yeah, let's see what this festive period brings in terms of what Cleverley can do with some players back, even with the odd one that might still be missing. It's great competition for places, and we'll find out if Simon Hallett's sort of decision to appoint Cleverley will come to fruition. We all hope it will. But yeah, he's put a lot of money into the club, hasn't he? Clearly from that stat.
It's going to be 30 odd million now. So from wider reports, that's nearly half his net worth. So let's hope when he sells it, he gets his money back at least. Because if he doesn't, then I think that's probably unfair on the man, quite frankly. Just something this is coming to my head, actually.
Yep.
So none of us were saying it's Dewsnip ball when Dewsnip spent a lot of time on the grass when Shuey was our manager, right? But now suddenly our director of football spends time on the grass. Shock. It's now Derek Adams' ball, and our head coach isn't good enough. It's a load of tosh, really, isn't it? They both directors of football have had input. Obviously, that's what they're there for. But I think talk about the players needing confidence. I think the coach needed a bit of confidence, and to be able to have the balls to go 4-4-2 and 2 banks of 4 and be hard to beat. He needed someone like Derek, I think, to whisper in his ear and say, just get it done, because he had no one before. There was no one in the club with an ounce of senior level, an ounce of footballing knowledge.
I don't think he had anyone at Watford either, did he, Gav?
What's that?
I don't think he had anyone at Watford at all.
Yeah, there was a sporting director there, but I don't know whether they were sort of more administrative than anything else. But if you look, both Neil Dewsnip and King Derek are both football men. They're both coaches in their own right. They've both had success in their own right at different levels. So you need that. Yeah, if you've got a young coach, and that seems to be our philosophy, that we have young coaches with high ceilings, then you need that gnarly old Obi-Wan Kenobi in the background to just say, hang on, let's have a look at this, and that's where we go. So just bringing that up, because I don't think anybody at the time was saying that Dewsnip was the man and that he was a puppet and Shuey was doing as he's told. And I think that sort of needs to flip that little mentality. But anyway, that's just an abide.
I think, Kevin, I just think on that though, that's the problem where he's had such a horrendous start, hasn't he? And it's been proper challenging for all the reasons we sort of know, etc. But so I can understand people then seeing that. I think if anything though, it's probably like you just alluded to, it's having that, and even on Saturday, it's having that support structure there, someone to go to with experience to sort of say, right, what can I do? Where I want to do this, but do that. And hopefully we'll see more of what Cleverley's wanted from the squad over these next few games and get some great points.
I remember sitting in the director's box as a sponsor with Dewsnip sat one behind me, and he had an earpiece in and it was going straight to the box. So they were talking mid-game when Shuey was manager. I know that for a fact. So it's not, I don't know if Derek does that during the game. I don't think he does, but young managers need guidance, as simple as that. And he's 35, I think, and this is his second job. He's had 18 months at a championship club. Some of it went well, some of it didn't go so well. He's moved on. He's come to us. He's had 6 months. If you look, even Miran Muslic took 4 months to get the team kicking into gear and move on. We all seem to forget that too. So I, at the time when everyone was baying for blood and looking to hung, drawn and quarter him and drag him through the Barbican, I was one of the very few that were ready to keep him there, and he just needed some mentoring, and that was clear. I think his football philosophy is pretty good. That came about in abundance on Saturday, and if we can play a few more games like that and duff some sides up, then we will be there or thereabouts. I think it come the end of the season, top 6. So there we go.
So I had myself muted because my son was in there making another racket. Absolutely. And I think, I tell you what I'll do, just looking at my notes to check where I am with the agenda, is let's just make Mike feel even more better about Boxing Day.
See the goals again.
Well, no, we might do that a little.
Are you going to tell him about their away form? They're only picking up 7 points all season. Is that what you're going to go on to next?
Well, there's that, Carl. I mean, you can rub. I'll give you some extra salt to chuck into the wound. No, we're going to give the clip that Argyle put out, the short clip from Aaron Cusack's analysis on his Argyle analysis show that he does on there. So this is all about, and it's great to watch if you get the time to sit down. I think, is it normally, Gavin, about 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, overall, and he talks about Aseni and Talai and the way that they played against Doncaster. So let me just run that for you now. 2 minutes.
Play the VT.
You sort of alluded to it. Everybody picked up on it at home. 2 strikers. Haven't seen it for a while. Talai back from suspension. But Aseni gets rewarded as well by starting, and they worked brilliantly together, didn't they?
They work brilliantly together, Charlie, because they're a lot closer together. We've picked it up in recent shows. When they are closer together, it invites the other one to help his teammate to pick up loose balls or work in closer proximity to each other. So the first goal was a turnover. They were in close proximity. Aseni's goal, look how close proximity. Gets a little bit fortuitous there, but because they're closer together, it means it invites opportunity to connect. And it was no coincidence when you play 2 up front, look how close they are on a regain. It's only like he knows what he wants to do. He wants to breach that last line, play it through, and they run through, and they're really ultra clinical. We know he's going to go through and score there. So collectively, being closer together means that you've got something to fight for. So there were moments as well where we clear the ball, and because you got 2 up there, they can work now to regain possession, allowing the rest of the team to get up the pitch. If that's Talai on his own, that comes off him, that possession's turned over, and they're coming back at us. So just that additional player at the pitch invites opportunities. And then the last one we got is the penalty. So look how close they are together. They're fighting, they're scrapping. It's quite direct, but they're close to each other. And as a result of being close to each other, it creates little decoys and deceptions. Just look. So Matty Pearson is obviously going to lock on to Talai here. So Owen Aseni has a little free run here to break that last line. Now, if Talai's not there, Pearson just narrows off. And now you've got a 2v1 on that high line, and it invites that opportunity to secure the penalty. So when you have 2 players working higher at the pitch collectively and close together, you've got an out ball because you know there's 2 of them to fight for it. You've got opportunities to work in opposite directions to penetrate last lines, and you destabilise their back line.
It's some brilliant analysis, as it is always from Aaron, and I think it's great to see it broken down. You're watching it, whether it was live or on the replays as we showed just now, but just to see that partnership, coming to fruition in that game where they've not really had much of time to play together. And Carl, in the presser, Aseni highlights, doesn't he, how, even when they finish training, him and Talai are talking about things and how they can do stuff together. It seems like it's a great relationship blossoming there, on and off the pitch to that degree. And you can just see it. They seem to read each other. I mean, to move those balls as quickly as Aseni did to get them to Talai, you've got to know what your striking partner is going to do next.
Yeah, and just to think, Aseni what did you pay for him? 75k, was it, Gav?
No, about 50k, 60k.
50k, well, even better then. But yeah,
as a project player.
12 months on from playing at Gateshead, he's now sat on 7 goals before Christmas in League One. I think that 50k's obviously paid itself dividends so far. I think they've shown that they can play together at Doncaster. Yes, like you said, they haven't had much game time together in previous games. Maybe that's due to injury or formations, what we played before that. But I think we've got to stick with those 2 up front now. You can see that they're blossoming together. The relationships there on and off the pitch. They seem to really get on as well. They want to learn from each other. They want to get better. When Talai says he wants to get better, I mean, that's frightening because he's class already. If he wants to become better than what he is now, he's going to take his game to a whole new level. And I just really worry in the summer we probably will get interest, but hopefully we've got a decent.
Don't worry about it now.
I know.
We can't do anything about that.
It's gonna
enjoy it when we got it. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I just hope we've got a decent sell-on clause because that guy is way too good for League One.
Yeah. Well, and if anything, as we said on Saturday, it's a good bit of business there. If that was a deal that was done by Tom Randall, then out of all of the deals, that's a good one. And the same with Aseni. If he carries on like he is, we talked about how certainly a few of us, myself included, how well he's played. When not much has been going forward and getting involved and coming back in. Talai has done the same, hasn't he? Come in deep to try and help and create something, and it just goes to show. And I think with the rules that we mentioned, Boateng, a partnership as well, Mumba in the right positions. They just want to get the balls to these guys because actually if they can get forward as well with them up there, they might have a chance to be on the receiving end. I mean, Mike, I'll come to you. When you sort of see that, how do you feel that those two could unlock Reading's defence, and how do you feel Reading's defence will try and cope and handle Talai and Aseni?
Paulo Connors was at Lincoln last year. He didn't miss a game for 4 years. Signed for us, missed the first 11 weeks. But he's coming in now. Yeah, it was a start of us. But he was one of the best defenders in the league last year. I think it'll be okay with him. It's just we've got Derek Williams at the back as well, who's ex-Blackburn. He's not his age, 33. He's a good defender, but I just think that if you get the ball played through him, then we could be caught out, so to speak. But high up in the air, I think I'll have a problem. But if you play it through, I think you might break this now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Andy, they're two, sort of physical players, as well, Talai and Aseni, so sort of okay in the air. We know we struggled against players with height, but he certainly, has got that pace as well as Talai to really stretch and drag defenders out and just open up those opportunities for each other.
Yeah, and this is a sort of game that I think that Bib Peppel could be effective in because he's got the height. Right, he may not have the pace at the minute, but he's got the height. And if you're going to play the high ball, then that's the target man for Talai to run off. But but certainly, Aseni at pace with Talai is going to be a lot of trouble for even the best players. I think we were linked with Perry O'Connor in the summer.
Yeah,
we dipped out to him, and he's a good player. He's a very good player. So it's going to be hard to get past him. But I think with the two of them in the form they're in a minute, they're going to unlock it.
Yeah, I'm going to just read out a few comments and then, Gavin, I'll come to you because I know you do also enjoy Aaron's analysis. Just checking through some of these comments then. So Locks9 digging them all out. Goalkeeper David Button played for both 2010-2011 season. No? Is that no? A shake of the head?
No. He did. It was just why. Yeah. One signing. It was one of them.
Fair enough. GT's in as well. Come on the greens. Evening all. Evening to your GT. Matty saying, Stevie Vaughan saying, Nicky Hammond, I think, played for both Argonne Reading. Sponsor. Abe, there is one, was thinking Wiradoo if he doesn't play more, and that might have been in response to another comment. Apologies.
Get to who's going to go in January, that was.
Yeah, fine, gotcha. Thank you, Gavin. Stephen Cooper saying, I got my missus an electric tin opener. I think it's a good present. She can never open a pie in a tin. My son said, Dad, you can't give her that for Christmas. What you think my heart's there? So, I mean, you get your presents. I mean, ironing board's another option, I suppose, Stephen. No, joking. Matty saying Hatch needs to go back out somewhere. Yeah, that's been a bit strange. Also, did Craig Tanner get loaned to his to Reading? And I can see Mike's nodding there as well. Paul Bailey says, I think when TC started, he was a little stubborn and didn't want to change his way of playing. Now he has. We are getting points. I think someone must have said something. On the point of the influence of Adams. So let's just take the fact that they've worked together and come up with a solution, and let's hope that continues. So also, we've got Benny Van Life said tonight, evening to you, Benny. Don't bet on your own team. That's not good, I think he means. And Mark saying, TC's hard work and the experience around him is now paying off. Prove again that you can achieve a lot in what you do with determination and graft. This bodes well. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. The analysis, Gavin, I mean, he does do a brilliant breakdown of it all, doesn't he, Aaron, each time?
It's good to watch back when you see the naked eye, especially if you've had a good long lunch like I normally have at home. You get to see the idiosyncrasies, especially of the press and how it's formed and the timing of the press by each player to create certain scenarios, and even just the subtlety of giving, on a throw on the halfway line, everyone in their own half, so they have to go deep so they can orchestrate the press. It's really, really, really effective stuff. And it just goes to show that they are actually well coached, despite other people thinking otherwise. When we were torrid, which we were torrid, I'm not going to ever sugarcoat that. Just a couple of questions for Mike. I think there's two instant matchups this Saturday. One is Young Savage in midfield with Wing against Rolls and Boateng. Those two there, whoever wins that battle, I think wins us the game. And how I know both of your centre halves, O'Connor and Williams, are both very experienced. Williams is in his 30s, isn't he? I think played in America a bit.
33, yeah.
Yeah. Those two, have they played against a top two this season so far?
Not really, no, because O'Connor's been out for a while.
No, sorry. Has anyone against you played a strike partnership as a two up front?
Sorry.
That's where I think this could be quite interesting.
Yeah.
If we press well enough. I mean, I don't know much about Williams, but O'Connor seems okay on the ball. Is Williams a bit of a bud and thud merchant, a bit like our Mitchell, or can he pass?
He can pass. He can, because he's played the championship in Blackburn before, so he knows.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And I suppose the American game's quite passy anyway, isn't it? It's not very direct.
He's been a very good signing for us, Williams. He's not another 33-year-old coming in, but then he's actually coming in and settled the defence down, because we were playing a lot of lone players and who are out there, not out of depth, but he's coming and steady the ship. Now Connor's in there with him, we're forming a partnership, but it's still getting to know each other. But because of O'Connor's injury. But they've had a few games together now. So
I think that those four players on that matchup are going to be the who wins, who loses the game, whoever comes out on top, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know which side Rolls will play, whether he plays against Young Savage Junior, Jesus Christ, he'll be about 90.
That'd be interesting.
Or whether he plays against Wing, but he's still got reasonable legs. But I think that midfield battle is probably going to be the one between Rolls and Boateng, if it is Boateng who starts. Cole doesn't think so, but and those two. So that for me will be quite interesting, I think.
Definitely.
And then you play
Midfield's
1 and 3.
Midfield's a strong point, I think.
I agree. I think for both sides. And if we didn't have Rolls in our side, I think I'd be worried. But he's really starting to control games. So I think this one, I think it'll be a cracker. And before we went on, I'm not as confident coming into this game as I was Doncaster, I have to say. But yeah, going back to the analysis, Mike, it's a real breath of fresh air. I've been now watching it since it started, which I think was 2 years ago. And Aaron Cusac's brain when you see the game through his eyes, it's just like, and actually it makes you watch it differently too. When you're sat in the stands, because you start to look at patterns of play and how closely people are together and orchestrated presses and all that type of good stuff, which to the layman, you just go, oh, they're running. They're trying to press. But actually, it is trained very well. It's coached very well and it's orchestrated very well. So long may that continue. Aaron's a very good asset to the club.
Yeah, no, and I think, for those of you that don't know, he does run his ATEC coaching school and, does a lot with a lot of professional footballers as well. And I always forever see him touting his socks, his grip socks.
Apparently, if they're like, in terms of, I don't know, I played rugby, so I don't give a shit. I never kicked the ball, just scrummager. Although they probably would out my rugby boots, actually. But those grip socks apparently are mustard.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How technology over the years. I mean, I remember when we were at school. It was Gavin I'm referring to. Andy's far too much older than us, and Carl's a lot younger. It was a Predator boots with the ribbed toe at the front. That was like, oh my god, wow! You were the bee's knees if you had those. But it didn't help me because I played in goal anyway.
Right, swiftly moving on from the ribbed toes and the socks, please, gents.
That's all right. I didn't know you were hosting, so back in your place, please.
Girls, get Get a room, girl. Get a room.
We're obviously getting Carl excited, so we'll stop with that conversation and
I've just
and
put my
move on.
horns back on. Sorry.
But yeah, if you want a decent pair of grip socks, go check him out on his ATEC website. So I've lost my train of thought now. Carl's so Mike, what I'll do is I'll segue on from you saying the midfield is a strong point for you. So is there anything anyone else you would say that could cause Argyle a problem, or anything else we should look out for?
Definitely Jack Marriott up front. He's been out injured. He scored in that game on Thursday, and he's been, as I said earlier, he's one of our first 2 signings for 5 years we actually paid money for. Obviously, he's coming. He was in the Wrexham curse, as you know, with Ryan Hardy, can say bust when. Yeah. I mean, Sam Smith went there. We sold Sam Smith for $2 million last year to Wrexham. Played until this season. Now he's on the bench. But so Marriott's come in. We got a winger called Daniel Kiwa, and that's easy to say. When you back you, man. But he can be a flying winger. So if you haven't got a pacey fullback, he's got the pace to basically zoom past him, and he can be dangerous. He's finished lax sometimes, but he can be a flying winger. I mean, definitely, as I said before, definitely Savage and wing. Marriott, definitely. If Jack Marriott plays, he just needs a sniff, especially in our
Is that the same Jack Marriott that played for Peterborough?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Six goals.
It really is. A great play, but a pain in the neck against Argyle every time.
Yeah. I mean, he's still only 31 as well. I say only, but it seems like he's been around. But he's been a very good signing for us. Definitely watch him. He's one definitely watch Jack Marriott. Give it in and around the box. And I mean, Lewis Ring and Charlie Savage got a 20-25 yarder in them. If you look at some of the goals he scored this year, like against Stevenage and finishes, it's like they've got that in their locker. So if you give them space into the box, just don't. Yeah, if it goes in, it goes in. But they've got that in their repertoire. But
yeah, I mean, Fotbob's got your top rated as Lewis Wing on 7.54, Derek Williams on 7.24, and Charlie Savage on 7.14. Jack Marriott with leading top scorer on 6, Lewis Wing 5, Kelvin in that name I can't even pronounce either 3. Yeah, so top assist coming from Lewis Wing as well with 3.
Yeah.
I mean, as GT's just put in there, Reading have some good players. Going to be a tough game. I think that's, although I feel good going into it, and Gavin said earlier, it's definitely not going to be easy. I'm hoping that just turns it into an exciting game. I think there'll be, Argyle will have that sort of step in their toe that we're going to, want to try and get forward and utilise Talai and Aseni, and that may just create some gaps for Reading to do some damage as well. So I think it could well be a really good, well, let's hope it is a really good game. But
we want, isn't it, really?
We're still going to come away with the points, Mike. I'm sorry. Well, obviously on Saturday. So just to let everybody know, Mike has joined us in the Block 9 podcast chat. Watches the shows regularly for probably the past 2 or 3 months now, Mike, and he's contributes great into the chat. Makes it aware to everybody, and I point it out too, so people can give him banter if they want. That he's a Reading fan. So of course we said let's get him out of the comments and into the live itself. So it's good to see him in. I mean, I said on Saturday, depending on Boxing Day's results, is whether he wants to come on or whether we want to let him in. So if they win, I'm sure he'll be trying to tap that link and go, let me in. I'll be going, no.
5 o'clock we're doing it, 5 o'clock.
Exactly. So, but it could be an exciting draw, with what we just summarised. So that'll be good to see. Just read out a few comments and I'll go to the press conference notes from our side, and I'll ask you, Mike, I don't know if you've seen any of yours, if there's anything that stands out, but what we got so far in Steve Ramsey, evening to you. I was at Elm Park for the promotion game when we were 3 up in 60 minutes, and my dad, legendary, said that they will score 4 to beat us now, boy, and boy, and of course they did.
I was at that game.
4-3. I was there as well. 4-3, we won in the end.
Yeah, there we go. What year was that in?
85.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I think we were 3-0 up at half time, and we came back and won 4-3.
Yeah,
amazing. Great game.
Barely out of nappies. VW Coco says, hoping to see Watts return over Christmas. Yeah, it's sort of, I felt that Cleverly was maybe a little bit hiding a bit there with regards to watch. Oh, Carl disappeared. Should we let him back in? Yeah.
No.
There we go. I don't know whether or not Sunday we might see him appear on the bench even, but it's good and exciting to see him coming back in. The Harmar Harold, good evening. Nice to see some happy faces again. Yeah, absolutely. Matty H44, evening. He says, I think they will try and wind Talai up. Something I did notice as well, actually, in the game against Doncaster is Talai's now sort of with that sending off is being a bit smarter, and he was also giving some jip back to the defenders. And I think, knowing that he's got a good partner on his side now as well, there's enough to wind them up and cause problems for them, not the other way round. So we'll see how that might unfold at Home Park. GT also saying Reading, I said that one earlier, some good players. Lewis Wing, decent at this level, as I noted as well with his FOTMob rating. The Soul 68, evening to you, just kicked Jack up in the air. And then Laura Camille from Canada is back in again tonight from over the pond. Evening to you. Evening, guys. She says, will it be a back 3 or 4 if Pleggy is back? Carl, I'll throw that one at you.
I don't think Tom will move from a back 4. I think the 4-4-2 is working handsomely at the moment. There's no need to change to a back 3. To rip up the book now would be a bit silly. I think we continue with Ross and Mitchell for Boxing Day.
Yeah, I can see Gavin shaking his head too. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say. Stephen Cooper, happy Christmas. Mike Redding, 2-1 defeat to Plymouth. And obviously, Carl just replied to Tom saying, won't move back. Just what we were discussing there. Right, let's go to the press conference notes. I didn't have time to throw it into a fancy deck, so I just literally screen clipped it, which is probably easier in fairness. So TC on team news, he says, we are waiting on a scan result for Pleggy. That was pretty routine. I'm hoping it comes back clear and he can train tomorrow. He also said it was an angry knee. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke, but I couldn't think of one. So Caleb Watts, he said, is very close and will be with us over the festive period. Jamie Patterson will probably be back for the New Year's Day game. Jack McKenzie and Tegan Finn are coming back. Yeah, still be good to see Finn. And in games where we played like that, I mean, he did lead the subs until fairly late, but to know that you could have some pace and young energy with quality to come off the bench and seal a game up nicely is what Finn can also bring. Owen Dale will be out for a couple of months. It's unfortunate timing for someone who has made the shirt his own, and I completely agree with that. His bad luck will be someone else's opportunity. As we've said, it's great for competition. Also on Reading, TC says they beat a strong opponent in Luton. They have pace in their team and good experience with 2 centre-halves. They've got a clear idea of what they want to be and have certainly improved recently. We've just touched up on their team, noting that it's 2 teams that are picking up and will want to keep doing that. Through the congested period. We won't be taking our foot off the gas, that's for sure. On Boxing Day, he said it's a special one for Argyle fans. I think I saw somewhere it was 9 years since we were last at home.
9 years,
Which that's just absolutely mad. And we've got 2 back-to-back games. Thank you, the computer that drew us out for that. We feel that and want to make it a special occasion, he said. This year we're at home on a good run and want to maintain momentum, and a couple more from his presser. On Talai and Aseni, they worked fantastically well together for the last goal. Peppel and Amici combined 2 more of our forwards. Actually, Peppel did a beautiful layoff in the box for Amici to score that. It worked well for us. 2 banks of 4 have been a real hit. Last weekend we went to 4-4-2 and it really did work. TC on Aseni, he has double-figure goal involvements for the season. Before the new year, he's 22, never played at this level. It's been a fantastic 6 months of development. It's happened a lot quicker than we were expecting. Modern day football. He does what you want your strikers to do. It was really good. Gavin, you watched the presser there. From TC's point of view, there were a few smiles, isn't it? He seems to be a bit more relaxed and like he's enjoying things now. Stuff is starting to come together.
Yeah, win 3 games on the bounce, you can afford to smile, can't you? Especially having winning 5-1 away. There aren't many coaches up and down the football league that can sit there 3 or 4 days after a 5-1 away defeat, a 5-1 away win. Sorry, he's got some reinforcements coming back in terms of senior players in the squad, and by the sound, the fact they keep mentioning 2 players probably means they've got 2 done deals to be hitting us early January. So, what's not to like? Yeah, it's where he's in a good place. Clearly, what he's doing on the pitch is now beginning to translate through. He's got a great mentor in King Derek, especially at this level. He's got a chairman and a CEO that's backed him. And finally, the bedwetters are starting to get around him. I hope to fuck actually that Block 3 and Zoo Corner on Saturday, if we win this game, maybe just once utter his name. That would be nice. They did early in the season when we won 5 out of 6.
Yeah.
And if anything, since then it's been Tom Cleverley, your football is shit. I think that's all the only time I've ever heard his name being shouted. But it wasn't shit on Saturday, was it? So I'll keep happy clapping away, boys. Don't you worry. And supporting the coach. If he's shy and he isn't good enough, then he has to go. But I don't think the mitigating circumstances certainly outweighed the supporting evidence that he isn't good enough on this occasion. Other circumstances in the past, you could say, yeah, maybe Foster was probably one that was out of his depth and was probably a poor appointment. Rooney, to a degree, and then he just fell off a cliff. But I think that was more to do with his personal life and his lifestyle than it was anything else. And they brought that support in too late, which, again, this time we've learned our lesson. So he'll be happy, I'm sure. His wife and children are joining him for Christmas. I've noticed that he's been spotted around town and the Sutton Harbour having nice walks. So he should be in good spirits. And let's hope we get another 3 on Saturday and another 3 after that, because that'll be then 5 on the bounce. And if you get 15 out of 15 points, you should be in a good place.
Funny enough, I saw Tom in the pound shop earlier as well, doing his Christmas.
Yeah, to be fair, he listened to me. He texted me and said, "Are those dustpan and brushes still on sale?" I said, "Yeah, get in quick, the 75p." So
he had a lovely.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Right, he's been in the range twice, so I'm just saying. I mean, he goes. It might only be 1 step up, but he's stepped it up.
My shop's better than your shop.
Exactly. Get in there for your last minute Christmas things. There
must be someone up with a stream. Gavin's disappeared now.
Yeah, where's he gone? His batteries have died.
He's had enough.
All the bedwetters will be happy. There he is. He's in the background. And Matt Montgomery will be happy because he's mentioned the word. I noticed in the last chat we went I think it was Thursdays, we went the whole show without him mentioning it. And Matt Montgomery's going, no mention of this today. And
don't mention it more.
There you go. He's got it now.
I got booted out there for no reason.
So let's go to the player comments, and then Carl, get your views on that because you watched the whole of the presser as well. Owen Esseni, it was tremendous. Excuse me. On Saturday, I've added to the team, and to get the 3 points was amazing. Talai and I complement each other really well. Our brains work similar. If we were together in training, we'd do the same movements, but the gaffer would want different movements. So that took some time. We haven't turned the corner just yet. We've definitely improved. There's still more to come from us, and what I can make out of, because my silly graphics covering it. We've got a lot of games coming up, he says. We need to do our best to make sure we're recovering after every game. We could be in a very good place in the league, I might say, or come January. Carl, now recovery. That was an interesting point there, because or the Belarus situation. You said in the press conference they talked about cryotherapy or something like that. They've obviously been taking a leaf out of Michael Jackson's book with barbaric chambers, or what are they called? Hyperbaric chambers. I don't know. But cryotherapy and all that sort of stuff. Funny enough, I saw a car. I saw a car the other day that was advertising that. No, go on. Off you go.
Yeah, I don't know how much of this we've done before, but it seems to be a new thing that we're doing, because Belarus mentioned about this cryotherapy, which is a recovery method using extreme cold, probably ice baths and ice chambers and all this type of stuff to aid recovery, reduce the swelling and promoting tissue repair. So maybe that's why our injuries are kind of getting closer to to the team, and hopefully that will, going forward, prevent any more injuries from happening. And then Dale drops down with a bad foot, doesn't he? But yeah, it seems to be helping. Sorry, it also helps with sleep and mood. So I think you could see at the Doncaster game, everyone's mood was up. So maybe that's down to the ice baths that keep being dumped in.
Scoring 5 goals just
and 5 goals also does help.
Down to the cryo chamber, the ice cold chambers. It's like minus 60 or something in there, isn't it? For like 3 minutes. The rugby have been using them for years.
Yeah. It's not. I've watched shows on it in the past where they explain it, but yeah, they effectively get in. It's ridiculously cold, as Carl said, and just staying there for a few minutes and all that sort of stuff. Sort of is good for you, supposedly. So, but look, we've discussed that situation, haven't we, about injuries, Carl, and trying to sort of like understand why they're happening on the pitch. So, that is still probably an issue, but at least the recovery methods are also, sort of seem to be we're adapting. And these things aren't cheap, to run a chiller at that sort of temperature isn't cheap. So wherever they're using that, it's good that we're, sort of trying new things out to try and help with these recoveries. Anything else of note that you pulled out of the press conference, Carl?
Not. I think we've covered most of it. I think Belarus is feeling quite good now, and he's in a good place. Hopefully he's over his injury. He's ready to go again, obviously for Boxing Day. Just mentioning about the confidence is good, and obviously the quality we've got in the changing room now, when everyone's getting back fit, trying to claim a shirt. So yeah, the whole press conference with Tom, Belarus, and who was the other one? Seni was all very positive, and it's good to see some smiles on people's faces again.
Yeah, definitely. It is good, and I did love the Seni pieces with regards to him and Talai,
and the whole Watts thing as well. I know Gavin said it at the top of the show, but when Chris said about is Caleb Watts potentially going to be fit for Boxing Day, just the way Tom looked in his face,
his cheeky little grin of
he could be back in the squad. So yeah, I would love to see that happen.
He'll be back in the squad, I think.
What are the odds Caleb Watts scoring a pearler from outside the box?
Well, there you go. He was such an exciting player when you just start watching. I'm trying to identify the crest, and I'm going to be annoyed with myself.
Barnsley, Daniel Booth.
That's it. Thank you. That was it. Yeah, Daniel Booth has come back in saying, "Hi, I'm back. Not a happy guy. Still, your neighbours battered us." Yeah, that was disappointing, Daniel, with your team, because they just lifted themselves out for Christmas. Damn it. But yeah, it just, again, though, it was a 3-0 hammering, but it goes to show how, just again, this league is so up and down. It's crazy. Other comments we've had in, Andrew saying, save some money and nip to Bovey Sand. I did, though, speaking of Michael Jackson, I did see a card leaving work the other day when I was coming onto Tavistock Road. Someone is offering locally hyperbaric chamber recovery stuff. It's just really?
I think they've got decompression chambers down there now.
Yeah?
Yeah, above the sand, definitely.
Weird. Finley also saying, as Argyle's news hub, I think the last home Boxing Day match was against Wickham 3-3, and Derek was the manager. Love that. Absolutely love that. Oh, now Andy's. What's
something odd with the stream tonight?
Come on, what are you playing at, Mike?
I tell you what it is they all just want to be on their own at the bottom here. So, it's Carl and it's Gavin.
It's running gremlin, isn't it, in the box? That's what it is.
I don't know. If
it happens again, Mike's hosting it.
Yeah.
Loxy 9 say Reading have only won one game away all season. Surely not two.
It means nothing.
No. Brian Pinaretta asked the question. I said, hold the thought. Does Weiradu play alongside Rules this game? Well, let's check out the lineups. So if I go to, speaking of Weiradu, we'll go to Carl's first because, well, look, he is in that lineup next to Joe Rules. So, Carl, do you want to take us through your team selection for Boxing Day?
Yes, even if Pleggy is fit, I think it would be harsh to drop Ross, even though Pleggy's been absolutely brilliant since coming back. But I think the way they played together up at Doncaster, I think it would be tough on Ross to get dropped. I think even if there's a slight doubt with Pleggy, I think maybe on the bench might be a good position to come back into the fold. But I wouldn't change the back four at all. I think Sololona even deserves to keep his place. He was decent at Donny as well. yes, the first goal you could have blamed on him because he didn't track back enough or didn't put a challenge in. But after that, he was pretty solid at the back and going forward. Hopefully, Benarouche, like he said, he's fit and good to go again for Boxing Day. I think he picks himself on that side. And I think with the busy schedule, I think we'll see a few chopping and changing in the coming games. So I would like to see Ruiru back in midfield alongside Joe Rolls. Again, Mumba hopefully will get off the mark. I think he deserves to keep his spot again for Boxing Day. So I thought he was probably, like I said, his best game for us this season. Just everything he did right. Just not getting that goal, but I'm sure it will come. And obviously up front, Tolo and Aseni pick themselves at the moment. So I think that's what I would like to see.
Yeah, no, all good. Can't argue with that. I think it is difficult one to change it really. As I segue to Gavin's, who maintains that same lineup on Saturday, Gav.
I don't think anyone can change an unbeaten side that won 5-1 away.
Except Carl.
Except Carl. I think what will be interesting, and I know no manager is going to publicly say it, what we're doing is we're thinking 2 games ahead about who we're going to select and when we're going to select them. But the spine of that team, I suppose we're quite lucky with Talai's 3-game suspension because it meant that he's had 3 games in his legs less than everyone else. Aseni is probably going to run out of steam. I know he's only 22, but I don't think you can play, 5 games in 10 days or 6 games in 10 days, whatever it is, 5 games in 10 days. I don't think anyone can play those level of games. We've got Benarouche, who I don't think his fitness will let him play every game. So for this one, you go with a team that were absolutely buoyant and full of confidence last week. But I think looking at the 29th, you're going to be looking probably Benarouche to be dropping out for Amici. I would imagine he'll be back in the side. If Pato's fit, I think, for that game, maybe Pato for Mumba, I don't know. And I don't know, when's Brendan Galloway back? Is he not back till sometime mid-Jan? I know they lost.
Get knocked out of the
early.
Yeah, they lost, didn't they, their first game?
Yeah, he didn't come off the bench either. He was on the bench. And I think Pleggy potentially for Ross. And this has to be freshed out. And also Joe Edwards. If Joe Edwards going to play those level of games in those level of days, I very much doubt it. So it needs freshening up. But I think, the next game is the most important one, to use the old adage. I think over the period, probably Reading are the best team we're going to play. I know that you could probably say that Wycombe's form and league table say different, but
Stevenage probably.
We've done Stevenage away, but I'm on about sort of winnable games. Yeah. I think if we can go up and get a point at Stevenage, we've had a very, very good day at the races. But the 3 home games that sit outside of that, this is probably the toughest. So I think this team probably needs to be there. But if Caleb Watts can get 20 minutes on Boxing Day and then another 25, 30 minutes on the 29th, he might be back in conclusion for the for New Year's Day on the 4th. So it's looking exciting, but just for this game, you've got to stick with what you got. But I think there's going to be lots of changes over the horizon because you don't think as a footballer can play those level of games and those level of days, no matter how many chambers at minus 60 degrees you have.
Well, that's it. And how many of them you can fit in that one chamber to recover? I think the one difference I think that will be a factor here is, jokes aside, if we get a win, then the momentum that you carry, to get a decent result at home after the poor overall game against Rotherham, as Matty was alluding to. I don't think we'll see another Rotherham. Hopefully, touch wood, we won't. But that big win away to Donny, come back again, and then get another win or 2, and some legs might be heavy, but just that energy and that adrenaline will carry some through. But God, are we lucky that we've got some players coming back to sort of help with that? Because
absolutely,
equally, you can pick up injuries when you are overdoing it as well. So we'll see. Hopefully, touch wood, nothing bad does occur. I mean, Mike, was there anything from you? Have you seen your press conference? Is there anything there that is players that might miss out, or who anything of note from yours today?
Not really. The usual story, really. They've all trained well. Obviously, our guys are next focused because after that we got Peterborough on the 29th. So our next 2 games are the 2 Ps. He's concentrating on this game only. No one came out injured in the Luton game, so which is good. So it looks like he could be playing an unchanged team, but he may change the 2 fullbacks. But other than that, it looks like everyone's trained well. So we're getting some of our squad back. But that I'd say would potentially play Boxer could be our strongest 11. So the one we play against Luton, and we play Boxer could be our strongest 11 so far.
Yeah. So 2 teams, Mike, sort of coming at it with, their both strongest 11s at the moment. Yeah. So it could make for a good game. And also, I can't go back into work after the new year with Aidan. You know who you are. Who's also a Reading fan at our place. So I can't go back in with us losing that game either. Enjoy your Christmas, Aidan and Rianne. So So Stephen Cooper just saying, Reading, Mike, how do you think Plymouth will finish this season? There you go.
Yeah, mid-table, top 10 maybe.
Yeah, as long as it's above you, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Walking into that, no, and also, so Matty H also saying, where do we need to strengthen in January? I think obviously Aseni coming to fruition. If Peppel can, sort of get a bit of form going himself. He is another project player. Not everyone is suddenly going to just, turn it on its head and suddenly become brilliant. But Andy, any sort of obvious thoughts for you? I know we touch upon this every now and then, but striker's still going to be up there on the radar for Argyle?
Yeah, I'd think so. You need to have someone to cover if we do get an injury to Talai or Asani for that matter. I think Amici is a good forward player, but he's not in that striker role, so you're going to need to bring someone in, potential striker. I'd like to see Jatta come down from Notts County. That would be really good for us. He's a strong presence up front for Notts County at the moment. Who else? Someone mentioned Macaulay Langstaff. He'd be another good addition. But we'll have to wait and see, really. They might have those players over the line already. We don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be an interesting one. And certainly, Carl, as I can see you were nodding as well on things there. It will definitely help if we can be in touch and distance of that playoff. Then I'm trying not to laugh at the comment either. Then it will certainly help, won't it, with who we might be able to entice and what options we have on the table.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big admirer of Jatta as well. I think he'll be a top class signing, and it gives us another option. Hopefully, Pepper will come good, but I think Jatta is a better all-round player. Scores goals, got strength. That's the type of player we need if we need to go more direct. I think he'll be up there as a decent signing. And Langstaff, I think potentially that could be a good one too. I know he's been rumoured again. I think he's rumoured for the past few transfer windows, but yeah, he's shown his quality before. Yes, he's gone off the boil of late, but that's another one that hopefully Tom and Derek can get the best out of. Obviously, the whole Jack McKenzie thing. Do we need to look at that position if he can't keep himself fit or breaks down again? Hopefully that's not the case, but I think another fullback will be up on the shopping list. I think we're okay for central defenders at the moment, I would say. A ball playing 10, central attacking midfielder. I think that's pretty much it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, good. Just a couple of comments in there. Harvey Ashton say Plymouth 66 to 1 to go at worth a tenner. You think, well, that's changed drastically because it was 100 to 1 when I put a cheeky little fiver on it on Thursday or Friday. Bet responsibly, as we always say on that. Fullback Andrew T saying, Gav, any sort of thoughts from you on any not obvious positions that you think Argyle might be looking at?
I would suspect with the unknown timescales of Dale being out, maybe another wide player. We've got Bally, Eamon Benarouf's done a good job. We've got Amici coming back, and then it's really only Tegan Finn who's the only other natural wide player. Patterson's more of a 10 if we're going to start playing 4-2-3-1 again. He'll sit in the middle there, and it'll be either him or Watts. But I suppose it'll very much depend on formation at the minute. If they're married to 4-4-2, then I think, as Carl said, a left back is probably priority because we're playing Matt Serranola there at the minute out of position with the wrong foot. And probably, I would probably like another, being greedy, another dual roles. Because if he's 30 something and I know he's get fitness and he's great, but if he breaks down, we've got nothing behind him. We'll be playing Wiradoo and Boateng together, are both very similar players. Having that senior head, I think, is going to be key. So if it was me, I would probably look for another Joe Rolls to, if we're going to make a real push for top six, you need those quality players fighting for positions and being able to rotate when it's Tuesday, Saturday. So that for me would be the one.
It's a shame they got rid of Jordan Houghton, really, wasn't it? I thought he would be perfect for this league.
Goodness league.
Yeah, but it is what it is, isn't it? And as you and Harvey have been taking the mick out of me, Carl, in the private chat, and Harvey saying very responsible, as I do my Ray Winston of Bet Responsibly. Funny enough, I did use Bet 365. Carl's gone again. Where's he gone? The system.
I don't know what's going on tonight.
What's going on tonight?
It's absolutely stuffed.
Musical chairs, isn't it?
I'm back on the bottom again.
Yeah, we did. Well, we're not the only pod that seemed to have had some issues with their streaming platform, as the others did on Sunday. But we're still up and running. So we're coming to the end now, folks. I know you're all dying to get back to whatever Christmas festivities you're up to, or none in Gavin's case. So Matty just says Freddie Azaka's situation needs to be sorted too. Yeah, absolutely. Rules is only 32, I believe. I think that is correct. And Steve's saying partner for Joe Rules in central midfield. Ben Bennett Flooring has just dropped in. Evening, guys. Merry Christmas to you all. Fingers crossed for Boxing Day. Yep, we shall see you there, Ben. Thank you for dropping in and sending that message. So we also like to always wrap up with when there is a game with the Argyle ladies. And Gavin did weather that rainstorm on Sunday for a fantastic 3-0 victory to the Argyle ladies against Rail Bedford, Gav.
Yeah, another good win. Very, very professional win, to be fair. It was 3rd v 4th. I actually thought Rail Bedford started better. But looking at Marie's post-game, she said that we've started the best we've started all season. I was obviously watching a different game for the first 4 or 5 minutes. I thought they passed the ball really well early. And then we just got control of the game in the midfield, especially. Sort of patterns of play were great. We got wide a lot with both wingers. We had a new starter in Una, who I think signed on the Wednesday and played up top because Phoebe was injured, or she wasn't in the squad, so I'm assuming she was injured. But she had a really good game. She's a bit taller, got some good pace, but held the ball up well. And it was Ellie Noble's show again. She scored a free kick from 28 yards with a right peg, which clipped off the underside of the crossbar in the corner and went in the goal. From a really good run from our young Welsh Tamara Tiersa winger, who's on loan from Bristol City. And she won the penalty as well, actually, which again made it 2-0 at half time, which was converted by Ellie Noble again. I think that's a dozen goals for her this season from central midfield, which is a pretty good result from there. She's a great player. She really is. If we keep her in the summer, I'll be very, very surprised. And then second half, our debutant got a goal from a good break down the right and a cutback. So it was perfect performance. I think they had one decent opportunity to score. Keeper had a good game. Distribution, by the way. Cole, our keeper, she's not at all, but her feet. If we could just saw her feet off and give them to Connor Hazard, we'd have the perfect goalkeeper. She is.
We do not wish any harm on her whatsoever.
None at all. But she's so good. Distribution, brilliant. Hand and feet. She knows when to throw. She knows when to pass. She drops off like a sweeper when they're rotating and was good. And Arabella City was very, very dominant again with a very good performance. Very Pleggy-esque, actually. She reads the game really well. Never just kicks it and hope. Always finds a man. Knows when to run in behind. Knows when to block. Intercepts well. Good in the air. So it was another really, really good performance. It is probably the best coach side I've seen live this season. And that full stop. Marie Hurahan is brilliant. Is a gifted coach. I think if ever was going to be a lady that's going to enter the men's domain, I would put a fiver on her doing it. She doesn't seem to take any shit from looking at the documentaries that I've seen, but she's also got quite a lot of EQ at the same time. And I would say we're second now, so we beat Real Bedford to go second. Watford, who were top, lost to Bournemouth, who have now gone top, so they're top. We're second. Watford a third. We have Watford on Saturday the 3rd at home.
Tasty.
At Home Park.
Perfectly segued.
And that's Arabella Sutty, the centre half I was just referring to in the photo, by the way. I would like to think we can get 1,500 there on this holiday. Those who sort of poo-poo the women's game, I dare you to go out on this Saturday
and give it a go.
Try it, because for me and the 3 kids, it was £9.50 to get in. Or me and the 2 kids, rather, it was £9.50 to get in. They open Club Argyle to get snacks and bits. Both the food huts are open. The quality of the football is decent. It just needs another. If we've got another 1,000 in the ground, I think you could generate a really good atmosphere. But at the moment, it's a bit like about it. There's what 900 people there. Most games 1,000, and obviously that in Home Park, which owed 16,500, does feel a little bit sparse. They make a lot of noise. But it's a joy to watch, I have to say. And last season, under the previous coach, it was a chore to take the kids out on a Sunday because it.
I was going to say, how much was the attendance under Ryan Perks?
600 probably.
It's grown almost double. Then
it has gone up. It has, but I think there's. Well, there was a bit of football snobbery. I don't know. I'm not going to watch the women. I'm not sure, but some of the tackle ferocity is just unbelievable. For women, they get stuck in, and that tear up that happens when Phoebe got sent off against Oxford was a proper tear up. There was no handbags. They were going at it far harder than the men. It was like a 12, 13 girl brawl, and it was done with meaning.
And
so
do they get back up after a hard tackle, or do they roll around like the men?
No, straight back up.
They don't mess around.
Well, Caitlin Smith broke her collarbone, as Paul's just said on Saturday, far side of the pitch. She hit the AstroTurf, having gone down quite heavily. I think put her arm down, and the stretchers were there, and she was like off, arm in a sling, walked back to the changing room. They're tough girls, they really are, and they've got a great team spirit. They play good football, and it's just a shame. Every Sunday or every other Sunday, you go out and you look around and you think, "Oh, come on, the city could do better than this. We could do another 1,000 here for the sake of £5-6 or a tenner to get in with both your daughters or whatever." Is a really, really good watch. So those that have watched the pod, that I think, give it a go. Just give it a go. You'll be very, very pleasantly surprised. And if we could start getting a couple of 1,000 there every home game, then I'm sure Marie would be very happy because she'd have a far bigger playing budget to spend next year than she will do currently.
Well, and the club are clearly investing in it. So I'm going to try and.
I tell you what, value for money, Mike. Net spend 200 grand, right?
Yeah.
The entire show, really, including all the managers' salaries and staff and everything else, is massive value for money. I mean, there's probably 100k in sponsorship. I think the deal with J2O is probably just half that or just over, and then there's some local bits that go in. But honestly, for a net spend of 200 grand, it is the best value for money the club's spent, I think, ever. It really is. So
there you go.
I know I'm pom-pomming it and giving it the big one, but it's a really good watch on a Sunday now, and it'd just be nice to get a few more voices out there, I have to say.
Yeah, I think Sophie. She gone to bed now a while ago, but yeah, want to get to take her, and I think that game will be a good one, big top of the table clash. So thank you as always, Gavin, for giving us the summary on the Argyle ladies. I will give a shout out because I always do where credit's due, and I do like the lads at Pilgrims Podcast who do have an Xmas special with Marie Hurahan where they talk through her elite playing career and the women's game evolution, learning from Hayes and other top coaches, player to coach coach pathway in the women's game, principles and formations, and the ladies promotion push. So go give that a lesson. Go give that a listen. God, I can tell I'm getting tired now. So yeah, I shall look forward to picking that up myself over the break. So other than that, I'm going to come for score predictions. We see a few people have headed off for the night. Nicholas G say Merry Christmas to all. Have a good one. Debbie Firth saying another great watch. Thanks guys. Have a lovely Christmas everybody. And yeah, we sure will. Terry Alford is in. Merry Christmas to you, Terry. So I'm going to go with Mike as he's appeared after all the jiggering around with the stream next to me at the top. So give us your score prediction then, Michael.
Yeah, I'm going 1-1.
Yeah,
okay. I'm going to go for 1-1 draw, yeah.
Yeah, and
it would be that tight a game, I think.
And don't forget, when you're there in the away end, you got to promote the podcast because you can say to them, "Look, I'll be on it afterwards."
Yeah. You can wave your free ice bun up in the air if you like.
Yeah,
can take that, frame it. The Gavin, your score prediction?
This one's been bugging me. My head says a draw. My heart says a 2-0 win. So I'm gonna go a 2-0 win. And I'm going to be really surprise everybody on this pod and say Ballymumba will score. And so will Laurent Talai. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. And Carl, give yours. I'm just going to get a photo ready to upload. Or I said to someone who's in the chat, Dave, I would share. But go on, Carl, what's your prediction?
I'm going to keep the theme running and also go over draw. I'm going to go for 3-3. Like a last home game on Boxing Day against Wickham.
Yeah,
3-3.
Well, okay.
With another Talai hat trick.
So, Andy, and your prediction?
Sorry, Mike H. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Argyle win with Talai and Aseni scoring.
Well, I'm going to put my on the table while I load this image and say I'm going to go a 3-0 to Argyle. I'm just going to go for it. Why not? Who do I think is going to score? As I just put this image up, it's going to be... I'm just going to do a car and go for another Talai hat trick, but I think Aseni will get one as well. So on screen in front of you, because I said I'd get it up on the show tonight, is Dave Evans and his son Eddie, who do their Evans Boys Argyle vlogs. So they're on YouTube. I can't get rid of that. Hang on, they're on YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that. He has a great following on there. Good banter. So go give them if you don't already. They have got their Argyle Block 9. Excuse me, hoodies, and I also gifted one to Eddie. So bless him. He gets involved in that with his dad, and they provide some brilliant content for people. Always enthusiastic, and so shout out to them as well. And they're going to double brand their Block 9 tops by putting their logo on the back as well. So you'll see them around wearing it. Say hello. Equally, if you see any of us out and about, by all means, stop and say hello and have a chat.
Also, subscribe to their channel. It's a good little channel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, whatever platform you're on, they've got Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, I think, YouTube, all that jazz. So like us. And actually, equally, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to us if you're over on YouTube, and of course follow on any of the other platforms. GT's going with a 1-1 in the game, so another draw there. Matty's saying 1 each as well. Have a good Christmas, chaps, and to yourself. So yeah, Locks 9 saying a bit like 9 years ago, but not 3-3, but 3-2 to Argyle. So let's see that. And Dave Evans was saying 2-1 himself. Brian is going with a 3-0 as well, like myself. So no, he's shaking his head, Mike. So look, other than that, I just got a little Merry Christmas, there you go, graphic for you all from the Block 9. As you can see, I must have spent about all but 5 minutes on GPT generating that. But no, it's a little festive message. And if you can see the 2 sacks in the either corner, it says Boxing Day 3 points and the 29th 3 points too. So, let's see if we can conjure up 6 points to see us climb.
Have you got the Grumpy Loyals image there as well? Because I thought that was quite nice.
Hang on a second. I haven't. I can put it up. I don't know if I haven't got it downloaded.
On here.
I haven't got it downloaded. Hang on. I'll do someone talk and I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Because he did do one earlier. So Let me go to here. Mike, any final thoughts from you while I try and fluff my way through this?
No, just hope it's a good game. Always a good game, really, and fair. And I saw the comments earlier, decent ref would do as well. But honestly, but I hope it's a good game, good atmosphere. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm for 3 points, but
Yeah, no, I think referee-wise, we had a good referee in the Doncaster game, so kept fairly quiet. So yeah, we want to have some decent refereeing performances as I bring. There we go. Andy's festive
work of art, Grumpy Loyal,
isn't it? Apart from that red hat.
Yeah, and that's why he's banned from doing graphics for the show.
Thanks.
No, bless you. I'm fussy. I'm fussy, as Andy knows all too well with things. But yeah, Stephen Cooper saying best pod on YouTube. Please, guys, back them. Thanks for that, Steve. Come on the greens. Merry Xmas all, says GT. And Lox9 saying in 2 occasions, Reading have drawn 4 times away, but not this time. 6-2 to Argyle. That would be amazing. It could be another goal fest. It could be another goal.
I think if it's 6-2, Mike's going to need the Grumpy Loyal some service from him.
Hey?
Sorry? What kind of service?
Not some counselling if it's 6-2.
Oh,
right. Sorry.
I mean, I did notice, Carl, you were talking about some bets and between Andy and yourself, or you were suggesting Andy dyes his beard green after Sam Down did his hair green. You're not having that, Andy?
No, I'll probably dye my arse hair green, but
hey, this is a clean pod. We don't want to be showing that on.
Yeah, we won't be showing that. No.
Andy's rusty bullet hole is something I really don't want to be seeing on this pod, I have to say.
Oh dear, Dave. If Eddie's watching, I can only apologise. So, other than that, folks, we shall let you.
Naughty, mate.
Yeah, we shall let you go. You never know what's going to happen on the Block 9 podcast. But Mike, yeah, thanks for jumping out of the comments and into the live. We shall see you. Yeah, we'll see you in the post match.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll see you in the post match as Carl can't get that vision out of his head. So next show, right? Keep it together, folks. Next show will be the Saturday following that game, and again 8:30 p.m. So join us for that, and we'll get Mike on whether it's good or bad for either of us. Is Argo on Sky Boxing Day? I have no idea. I'll be there anyway. And then
Sky Plus, I think.
Say again.
Sky Plus, I think, because it's not a Saturday, so Sky will be showing the games.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. Time to go, says Andrew. Yeah, I'll be having a word with them out of the live. But anyway, Merry Christmas, Christmas, everybody. Enjoy the time with the family in however you celebrate it. And thank you, as always, for your support before. And we'll keep going straight after as well.